Hey guys, today we're going to pick up where we left off talking about the Grey Knights. The Citadel of Titan. For almost 100 centuries, Titan has been the secret fortress of the Grey Knights. Glittering in the darkness of Saturn's shadow, the ice moon bristles with orbital defense platforms and fleets of sleek gray vessels. Beneath its frozen surface, generations of Grey Knights are created and laid to rest in an endless cycle of birth and death. At the base of Mount Anarch, tallest of Titan's peaks, rise the black basalt spires of the Citadel of Titan, the Grey Knights' fortress monastery. Built by the Emperor over 10,000 years ago, the Citadel of Titan has endured through countless ages of war and strife. Covered with dust and shadow, the dark edifice is festooned with macro cannons and massive lance turrets, their heavy barrels aimed out into the night. It is a forbidding sight that welcomes no visitors and brooks no trespass. In fact, even the existence of the Citadel is a closely guarded secret, and in the populous space lanes of the Sol system, vessels give the moon a wide berth, their captains well aware that it does not pay to stray too close to the ominous moon. Within the frigid halls of the Citadel, servitors and chapter serfs shuffle along empty corridors and tend to the millions of menial tasks required to keep the fortress running. Occasionally, a towering Grey Knight will stride past, always with purpose, and always cloaked in the menacing air of barely contained power. The Citadel is the heart of the chapter, a place for battle brothers to rest, meditate, and train between their endless battles. The Augurium. Such is the secretive nature of the Grey Knight's duty, and so duplicitous are the foes they face that they cannot rely upon other servants of the Emperor to guide them to their prey. In most cases, by the time a planetary governor sends out a panicked astropathic cry for aid, and the presence of demonic forces is both detected and verified, it will be too late. Instead, the Grey Knights rely upon their Prognosticars to alert them to demonic incursion, often months or years before these events occur, allowing them to appear before aid is called for, and close the tears in reality before they can widen and flood real space with warp energy, the lifeblood of the demon. Prognosticars are Grey Knights, especially gifted in reading the ebb and flow of the warp. Ensconced in the Silver Pinnacle, the central tower of the Citadel of Titan, this handful of battle brothers spend their lives untangling the strands of fate and looking into the future of the chapter. The mirrored chamber of the Prognosticars, known as the Augurium, reflects the thoughts of the Grey Knights back upon themselves. Each battle brother must then sift through images from the past, present, and future, looking for meaning and the writhing black coils of demonic entropy that reveal where the veil between worlds will be torn, and demonic forces gather. The Chambers of Purity. The Purifiers are those Grey Knights whose very being is anathema to demons, their psychic presence not just unpalatable to creatures of the warp, but actively harmful. No more than a few dozen in number, the purifiers maintain the chambers of purity, keeping its demonic relics and restless spirits from stirring to life. It is here that the most twisted trophies of the Grey Knights are locked away, those profane objects too dangerous to study or hang in the Hall of Champions. Books, blades, and bones held immobile in gilded stasis caskets fill niches all around the chamber. The ancient technology and the powerful will of the purifiers keeping the demonic artifacts dormant. The Iron Grimoire, a sacred tome penned by Malgador and kept safe by the Supreme Grand Master, tells of another reason for the existence of the Chambers of Purity. It hints at a great evil imprisoned under the Citadel, something buried there by the Emperor during the unification of the Sol system. Something that could not be killed. For this reason, the Chambers of Purity must always be guarded by at least one purifier, lest this evil awaken from its millennia-long slumber. The Dead Fields. When a Grey Knight falls in battle, and his body can be recovered, his brothers will carry him back to Titan. His body will then be carefully prepared for burial. His gene seed removed, and his flesh washed of the taint and filth of war. Specially blessed servitors will then paint the 666 words of sanctity upon the body of the dead Space Marine, until he is covered in fine script from head to toe. He will then be encased in his burial armor, a suit of silvered plate mail, and his hands wrapped around a heavy steel sword, inscribed with his deeds. His matchless arms and armor, Aegis suit, Nemesis Force weapon, and Storm bolter are taken back to the chapter's armory for future generations of Grey Knights, though they will always bear his name. Tiny, spidery scrawl coils around grips and barrels documenting hundreds of names, almost invisible to the naked eye. So armed and armored, the Grey Knights will be carried out to the Dead Fields, accompanied by a handful of his brothers and dozens of chapter serfs chanting prayers for his departed soul. The Dead Fields are a vast, frozen tomb at the foot of Mount Anarch, its chambers and alcoves carved from the cold, dead rock of Titan. The dead Grey Knight is sealed in this icy grave beside thousands of his fallen kin, where he will rest as long as the Citadel stands. Often when a Grey Knight perishes, his body will be lost to the chapter, torn asunder by demons, or incinerated in the baleful fires of the warp. In these cases, the Grey Knight's burial armor will be interred in his place, the empty silver suit grasping a blade bearing the Space Marine's name. The Chamber of Trials. Only 1 in a million recruits is strong enough to become a Grey Knight, so demanding and dangerous are the processes of their creation. The Chamber of Trials is a forbidding keep set alongside the main bulk of the Citadel, where the Grey Knights train their aspirants. Overseeing the recruitment and training are Grey Knights maimed in combat and unable to serve the chapter in battle. It is the task of these battle brothers to search the Imperium for suitable candidates and look into their minds for signs of weakness. As favored agents of the Emperor, there are no sources of manpower denied to the Grey Knights. The seed worlds of Space Marine chapters, forbidding penal worlds, and even the dreaded black ships are all open to them. The strongest recruits are brought back to Titan to be tested. Recruits are subjected to mental and physical torment to see if they will break, even before they face the horrors of the warp. Shivering in the holds of antiquated shuttles, the recruits are brought down to the surface of Titan. Some are taken to the Citadel, but many are released onto the desolate plain and made to walk to the great fortress gates. Even though Titan was terraformed long ago, its thin atmosphere remains freezing and inhospitable. This is more than just a test of endurance. It is also one of conviction. Those recruits that turn from the distant black towers, favoring their chances in the wilds of Titan, have shown themselves undisciplined and willfully independent. The reward for this cowardice is always death. Those that reach the gates are given only the briefest chance to enjoy their accomplishment. They are immediately set out once more into the cold, this time on a trek of 1,000 miles to the shimmering tundra of caustic crystals, perpetually locked in a chemical haze, known as the Xanadu Regio. To breathe the strange vapors of this place is to feel one's mind slipping away, stolen by alien thoughts and nightmare visions. Even to reach Xanadu, a recruit must brave a score of deadly zones, from the Anarchi Pass, where a whispered word can trigger an avalanche of choking chemical dust, and the rusting desert, littered with the hulls of broken ships and roaming packs of servitors driven insane by time and decay, to the Saturn Maze, an ancient weapon of war left over from the Emperor's conquest of Titan, filled with hidden nightmares and the spirits of vanquished warriors. During his journey, the recruit must also contain his immature psychic powers, and an inhibitor collar is fixed around his neck, which is keyed to explode should he lose control. This can become almost impossible when the recruit reaches Xanadu and breathes deeply of the toxic chemicals as reality comes undone around him. All who come to the Regio must bear witness to those who have failed, as thousands of headless skeletons are scattered across the landscape. Fewer than 1 in 1,000 recruits will return from Xanadu. For those that do, long weeks of pain and sacrifice await. From the glyphite-stalked caverns beneath Ganassae Macula to the icy subsurface oceans of Eos Antor, one test after another must be passed before the Grey Knights are content that the recruit has the strength of will and physical prowess to survive. Finally, the rare few that live to reach this stage are officially inducted into the chapter, so that their true training may begin. The Terminus Decree. Deep within the chambers of purity, locked away in the chamber said to hold the tomb of the sigillite himself, rests a simple wooden box, embellished with a golden seal. Within this box, written upon ancient parchment, is the instruction known only as the Terminus Decree. This artifact goes unrecorded in all the libraries of the Imperium, for it has been kept secret from all but the supreme Grand Masters of the chapter. Only a supreme Grand Master of the Grey Knights knows how to open the box, and he will do so only when all hope for the future of humanity seems lost. The Terminus Decree is the ultimate sanction of the Grey Knights, a secret so vast that it could bring the Imperium to its knees, or save it in the darkest of hours. The exact nature of the document is unknown, and the only clue to its contents lies in the box's golden seal. It is whispered that it is the exact match for another seal, found only in one place in all the Imperium's many scattered worlds. The Emperor's Golden Throne. And that is where we are going to bring this video to a close. I'm sorry it's a shorter one tonight. I hope the preamble to this video helps explain why. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.